again, and welcome to Rags to Riches. It's been a while since I've done any videos, and that's simply because I was busy making the StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm review, which if you've not checked out yet, I'll put the link there right now. And also here's a link to a Facebook page that I've recently set up for myself. So anyway, so after following the placement matches of the new Heart of the Swarm season, Blizzard have decided that I am a Platinum player. I am not a Platinum player, and as such I am currently getting somewhat annihilated, and as such this is one of my placement matches. So hopefully I'll have a much more enthusiastic video to show you once I've actually start to win some games, because so far it's been pretty tragic. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. So this guy was a random. So upon scouting and seeing what he's got, I'm going to go for my usual 1-1-1 build. So factory Volbar starport, and this 1-1-1 build is actually a little bit faster now. Not just because I've had a little bit more practice doing it, but also because you don't, on Heart of the Swarm, you no longer need to research siege tech, which means I can get a tank out with siege mode straight away, as well as the medevacs. So it's a little bit quicker to actually get the units out. And the medevacs themselves now have an ability which is, I think it's called like emergency boosters or something like that, and that basically makes them go ridiculously fast, and that doesn't even need to be researched either. So that's it's a pretty good enhancement. So we're in about the 6-minute mark now, so I'm be saving up my minerals to pop down an expansion. And let's see, the tank's on the way. I was a little bit supply bot there, which is so everything was a little bit delayed on this time. I could have got them out a little bit sooner if I was more careful, but there we go. In the meantime, he's floating a fair amount of minerals for this early in the game, but that's it's not too bad. Quick scan goes down, and he more or less sees everything I'm doing. That's quite a good scan, that. So he's seeing the starport, he's seeing the factory. He's not seen, I think he probably saw the tank, so he probably knows what's coming out. But here we go. So that's pretty fast. Yeah, most maps it probably generally takes you about 2 or 3 boosts to get there. But the brilliant thing is about them, the actual boost themselves, is that the cooldown's only 20 seconds on them. So if you're on the ball with it, you can go it, and that cooldown starts from the moment you press it. So really the cooldown's only about 12 seconds, 8 seconds during the actual boost, and then 12 seconds without. So you can actually get a drop down there fairly quickly. So at about the 7-minute mark here, pop the tank down. There he comes up with Hellions, blue flame Hellions as well. It's a bit of an interesting choice. I mean, Hellions are pretty good for harassing the mineral line, but it's only really if you can get in there. Otherwise, Hellions aren't the best choice against Terran players, in all honesty. They're a bit too squishy. So he's taken the decision that he's assumed that everything I've just thrown at him then was in my entire army, which is not. If someone's on 1 tank, 1 medevac and 4 marines by the 8-minute mark, then they've done something considerably wrong. So he decides that he can just roll up here, and it's a little bit problematic for him. He only loses 2 Hellions, so it wasn't too bad for him, but the rest are looking a little bit worse for wear. But they're coming better. So my expansion's gone down quite late, and stupidly I've put it up here, not thinking about the fact that my expansion is down here. I'm going to put that down to the fact that this is a fairly new map. It's an alright map, this one. I don't really like the position of where the gas and minerals are. They're a little bit weird. But yeah, it's an okay one. And there's no Zelnaga tower either, so yeah, you gotta be careful with your map control. So he's got a Widow Mine out. So I'm guessing what he's probably going to go for is probably going to try and get some Hellbats out and try and do some damage with them. But now he knows that I've got tanks. Maybe Hellbats aren't the best choice. Maybe go for something like Banshees. I think he does. He's just got the tech lab down so far for his star part, so he'll probably get him some Banshees out soon. So yeah, alright, expansion 10 minutes. Pretty late, but I've got a fair amount of stuff from it, so I'm not too fussed about that. I do have quite a few idle workers though, that's a bit upsetting. Oh yeah, I could have more units I suppose. Banked up quite a bit now, but at least the expansion is down, it's better late than never. Let's speed things up again. So, up here he's actually, oh no, I think he starts to get his Banshees out pretty soon. Yeah, so he's got 2 on the way. So let's look at production. Production. Nope. Yes, production. Yeah, so he's got 1 on the way. And I paused the game by accident. And he's just currently got none out. So he's got 1 on the way. But he's not got any out at the moment. Doing a little bit of scouting with the Hellions, seeing if I've taken a 3rd. Runs it straight into these few tanks here. So yeah, he should be well aware of what's going on. He knows I've got tanks, he knows I've got marines, he knows I've got medivacs. But yet he continues to build Hellions. Oh well, I'm not one to judge. So he does have 1 Banshee out. I think he gets a few more out before rolling them out to do some harassment on the mineral line. However, I've already got that covered. So I doubt it'll be too effective. Speed it up again. So in the meantime I'm just powering through, getting some units out. I built a Reaper. I don't even remember building that. That must have been a misclick. I built 2 Reapers. Oh dear. What? Did I even play this game? I don't remember building them. What the hell? That's actually quite scary. I don't remember building them. Okay. But I'm obviously microing them. Oh, okay, whatever. Let's ignore them. So yeah. Banshees come over. Come into the main. Activate stealth as they enter in. Could have activated the stealth a little bit earlier, I think, rather than now. Let's see. It's lost. So yeah, it does a fair amount of damage to be fair. It takes like quite a few. The problem is with Banshees is you've got to really pay attention to them though. You see, this small amount of Marines is more or less enough to take them out. You see, he accidentally sort of leads them to their own devices here. It does take a tank, but they're wiped up in no time. The problem with Banshees is they're actually quite an advanced unit. I mean, technically they should win against Marines all the time if you micro them correctly, because the Banshee outranges the Marines. Only problem is that the Banshees obviously have to stop to attack. In the meantime, not quite yet. Is he rolling? No. If you micro Banshees correctly, you can basically keep them out of the range of the Marines and do some quite good harassment. So he's got a big lump of Hellions here. He's got a few more Banshees. Now, he actually, the thing is, he catches me pretty much at the opportune moment, because I'm completely unsieged. So in all honesty, this was more or less the best he could do against what I had. And he takes out a fair chunk of my army, to be honest. And on that note, he's called GG. Now, if I was him, I wouldn't have given up at that. Because you got to look at what he's got. Look at how much damage he's done to me, and then look at what he's still got. So what he should have done is, as he rolled out with those Banshees, he should have taken his 3rd down here or up there, and continue to power out units as he was doing it. And by the time I could get any sort of more forces up, he would have been more or less back to the point he was. Maybe if he got some more suitable units out, you know, a few more banshees perhaps, maybe a few marines. Yeah, it was not a lost game, I don't feel, at this point. Look at structures. Yeah, fair enough. I have got a bit more, but it wasn't doomed. Let's put it that way. Right, now onto this game. I'm actually gonna breeze through this game fairly quickly because I only really want to demonstrate a couple of things. The first thing being, it's always good to have a build order. In this game, I've sort of committed a cardinal sin. I've not really thought about what I was going to do. I think I just sort of went for the idea that I wanted to build some new units, so I wanted to build Widow Mines, and I wanted to build Hellbats, because I was under the impression that Hellbats would probably be pretty good against Zerg, especially Zerglings and Hydralisks. Not that you would build Hydralisks ordinarily, but yeah, I thought Hellbats might be a good unit to use against them, as well as rather than having Marauders to soak up damage, you know, against Banelings. But I think they're actually biological units, aren't they? So that's like tell me just yet. But yeah, it doesn't end well. Are they biological? Light mechanical. I think when you turn them into Hellbats, I think they become biological. So I don't think they're actually too effective against Banelings. But yeah, my major problem with this one is that I completely negate to consider any sort of air defences, and he just goes mass muter and annihilates everything I've got. I think in a last ditch effort I sort of pull out some Thors, but Thors are useless as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure there's some situations where some games where Thors are very effective, but in my experience Thors are next to pointless, especially when using them as the way they were intended to be used. But it does sort of perplex me a little bit why they took the Warhound out. I mean, the Warhound was there to be effectively anti-muter instead of having the Thor, which I would have preferred, because the Thors are absolutely useless, and that's simply because it is so easy to magic box Mutalisks. It's so easy to negate any sort of splash damage, and the fact is, a Thor costs nearly three times as much as a Mutalisk. So if you've got two Thors, they've got 6 Mutalisks. And the problem is with Mutalisks, the more you've got, they do damage in a sort of exponential curve. You know, you only need about 10 or so Mutalisks to take out, I'd say, maybe 2-3 Thors. It's a bit unfortunate, but I'm not gonna get into what I think's imbalanced or what I think's overpowered, because I'm probably wrong, to say the least. So let's say I thought as much. Yeah, they are biological, which is probably why they're not proven to be too effective against Banelings. I actually played a game with a friend where I thought throwing in all these Hellbats would protect me against Banelings, but they don't. So I'll pull these Hellbats just to pull them up here. I think that was just to see what was going on, and that's when I noticed that he's got the Mutalisks, and rather than immediately pulling back, I decided I want to get a better look at what he's doing. He immediately knows where I am, brings his roaches over, sees what I've got over here, and then it's just a case of him going mass muter, because as soon as he's taken out these marines, that's all my defense gone. And he's also got roaches, and Hellbats aren't very good against roaches. It's as simple as that. So he's really got the perfect composition here to counter me. So there we go. He's just going to keep. All he needs to do now is he just keeps bobbing in, and he just keeps taking a poke at the marines, and eventually I have to bug out. So it just pulls them out. It's so easy to pull them out of position. And I've only just noticed as well he's right at the Zelmaga tower, so he sees everything anyway. And yeah, so if I even try and back away, he's just going to take everything. And now I've got nothing. An absolutely brilliant trade for him. Absolutely heartbreaking for me. So yeah, I think I've got some Thars on the way soon. Yeah, there's one. At least try and use them. But, yeah. So I've taken a third, so my income's not doing too badly. I've actually got far too many minerals. I should have more production buildings, certainly. I seem to be always lacking in that department. And I've got far too many workers here. So obviously go and take a base up there, why not? Oh, they're popping down here, it's not too bad. But yeah, he's got this nice death ball of Mutalisk that he just needs to roll in, and there's not much you can do about it. So look at that, look how long it takes to kill one Mutalisk, and look how many he's got, and they're supposed to be splash damage. These things suggest they should decimate them. That's the point of a counter. So yeah, there's absolutely nothing I can do. Now to be fair, they do do that now, I reckon. If the Mutalisks are spread out, then the Thars can be very effective, but if as soon as you magic box them, it's completely redundant. But yeah, but as you can probably tell, I was a little bit lacking in terms of having any idea what I was doing. I've got factories completely empty, nothing's building anything, I've not even got Marines out, I've not even got a starport so coming out, I've not got SCVs being made. Generally a really terrible game for me. I've banked up far too much minerals, and he just rolls over me, which is quite fair, to be honest. But yeah, hopefully I'm actually going to hope that I get maybe moved down to gold, but I'll try and extend my time in platinum as long as I can, but I don't think it's going to last. So this is not the end of my journey yet. So until then, I'll catch you all next time.